All right, everybody, welcome to Daybreak. I'll be your host for this evening.
I'll just have water to start off, please.
Okay, that's fine. We're out of water, though.
Oh.
Yeah. You have coffee or diet root beer?
Oh, no. Can I mix them together?
Yes.
All right, I'll have that.
Okay. MarineKing.Prime is our blue Terran up here in the top right of Daybreak, and he's already got one win to his name against FXO Tier or Tear. And down in the bottom left corner of this lovely expanse of space territory, we have FXO.Lucky. He's the red Zerg player for FXO. He's got quite a lot of kills to his name, I believe, during TAC3. So let's see if he's going to be the one that is able to dispatch MarineKing.Prime.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well. I mean, overall, he's a solid Zerg player. Likes to kind of... what Lucky kind of has always kind of struck me as is a player that likes to kind of innovate. You know, he likes to sort of see what top Zergs are doing and then just try to put his own little spin on that right now. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him go for that 4 or 6 queen build that's really popular in TVZ. His teammate Leenock, on the other hand, likes to do things a little bit differently. We still see Leenock these days, even with the changes, a lot of times going for that 2 base muta or 2 base with gas into kind of a solid, safer but later third base. So I'm curious to see what exactly Lucky has planned. You can see he's being very diligent with his drone, scouting all the possible proxy locations. But it looks like Marine King is going to be going for command center first this time around.
That's good for Lucky. It means he's going to get his hatch down, no problem.
Yeah.
No pool yet. No pool started. So both players just going that quick macro style. Now, of course, the question is, do they both go for third bases extremely quickly and just gear it up for that long game?
Well, if your name is Marine King, that's probably going to happen. I mean, MKP, he was one of the first players out there despite his really aggressive style. He was also very aggressive economically. He was one of the first players to go for that 1 Rax gasless expand and to go command center first in all of his different matchups. So he was an early adopter of the 3 command center build, and I would not be surprised at all to see some sort of variation from that early on.
Pure greed. That's
Pure
Marine
greed
King's
indeed. Oh,
motto.
Speaking of greed, this is
Yep,
what I'm talking
there we
about.
go.
Lucky liking to mess around with what a lot of players have been trying now. Nest and some other notable Zergs been going for 3 hatch before spawning pool. And that is exactly what we're going to see. Oh, and then a gas even after that. Wow. The greediest opening you can possibly do, really.
No Zerglings ever. Oh, come on. That's just for queens and spines.
That's right. Yep.
Wow, his drone is trapped, but that's okay because he sees everything really that he needs to. He doesn't see another command center. Should probably just leave that Overlord parked over a third base location so that he can see if and when another command center gets built. He's making 2 orbitals at once right now, spending a lot of money just on the mineral-only stuff, Marine, 2 OCs, and a barracks getting finished up. 2 refineries being tacked on now.
Right in front of the drone, too. He does see both of them get started. So he will know that it's probably going to be, well, actually, it could be a number of different things. I mean, Marine King, even with those 2 barracks, could be easily putting down a factory, going for Hellions later on. Drone does finally die.
Got executed.
Yep. Put him up against the wall. Marine showed him what was up. But you know what? It could be a lot of different things. I mean, it could be Banshees. Sometimes Marine King has done that in the past. It could be a couple more barracks and just upgrades. Marine King likes to do that 4 barracks combat shields push as well against very economically greedy Zergs too. So Marine King has a lot of options going into this.
I'm pretty sure it's mass Thors.
Could be mass Thors, man. I mean, he does have a style in TVZ that includes Thors. I mean, that's the thing with Marine King. That's one of the reasons why everybody loves him so much is because he really has the biggest variety of builds, I think, in StarCraft 2. I can't think of another player that has that many. I can think of other players that maybe come close, but Marine King definitely has the biggest number of different builds he can just kind of pull out whenever he wants to.
That's right. He has myriad builds or a plethora of builds in his repertoire. What is he building there? Another barracks. Okay, not another factory. If there's another factory, I would have been like, yes, Thors. But now I'm not so sure. He's obviously going to get a ton of bio again. Probably trying to do the steamrolling mass bio push like we saw against Tier.
And Stim started right away too. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, I think we are just going to see a lot of Marines early on. He's going to go ahead and start reactoring out some Hellions, though, just to get some map control. Oh, he didn't land it right. Oh, Marine
Yeah, he doubled back. I was like, oh,
whoops.
He's seeing something I'm not?
It's okay. And this is probably going to be, for more Marines,
wow,
obviously.
Marine
Could
King.
be for a starport. But
totally missed your landing. Good God.
I know. I thought his micro was good.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Bottom 1 Korean player.
Look at this guy not injecting.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, it's because he put down a creep tumor, so that's okay. He shouldn't have energy on that queen right now.
You can't inject if you don't have the energy.
This one's got it.
You can't
She's
inject.
all set. This one, yep, creep tumor again.
Well, that's
Yep.
good, though. We're going to see some crazy creep by the time 10 minutes rolls around.
Crazy creep sounds like something you would buy your kids in elementary school. You know,
Yeah.
you remember Nickelodeon GAC?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I had all kinds of GAC stuff.
Crazy creep? Doesn't
Actually
that sound like
won
it'd fit in?
yeah, GAC reminds me of creep, or creep reminds me of GAC, one way or the other. But in I guess elementary school, I used to do those write-in contests where Nickelodeon
yeah.
would flash like an address on the screen, and you could enter with like a postcard or something.
Huh.
And I won like a giant prize pack that had like Ren and Stimpy, the board game, and like a bunch of
Wow.
VHS tapes and a bunch of GAC and GAC like accessories. There was one thing.
There's
where
GAC accessories?
you
I
put-
didn't even know that.
You put GAC over like these little air holes, and there was a pump, and you could make giant GAC bubbles that would explode. And it was like my parents just never let me use it because what was the
Wow.
point other than to make a giant mess of GAC?
See, that was the thing. That's like a lot of my friends talk about that, where they were, they were kids and they had GAC, and their parents would like see them get it for their birthday or for Christmas from relatives, and then they'd be like, "All right, that's nice. You can never open that jar ever. You can't. We've got carpeting, honey.
It's really
you can't
gross.
use that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's gross stuff. I mean,
It
that's
is.
why it's not around anymore.
It smells terrible too.
All the kids who played with it as
Oh.
kids run Nickelodeon now and say no more GAC.
That's right. That SCV was going to build a command center, but now he's just going to run for his life.
Build another command center in
Oh,
front
I
of the
really
wall.
like this by Lucky actually sending that circling back down there. A lot of people just kind of try to push here. But speaking of pushing, Marine King pushing out with some Hellions and a couple Marauders and some Marines as well. He does have this
Man.
nicely timed out. Stim is done.
He's out macroed Lucky, and Lucky built 3 hatch before pool.
I know, seriously. Marine King, he just does everything right. He is the best player in the world at StarCraft 2 right now, in my opinion. And
Oh.
we'll see if he can micro like one.
Banelings are the best unit in StarCraft 2.
Oh,
never
wow.
mind. Never
Yeah.
mind.
That
They're
worked
not
out
that
okay.
good.
So Marine King putting a lot of pressure on Lucky right now.
And he's building, rolling upgrades and rolling production while all this is
Yeah.
going on, not being distracted by anything, really. He's just going to focus down those Banelings, lose 2 Marines to, like, what was it, something like 8 to 10 Banelings total?
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
That
This hatch has
hatchery is
no
getting
chance.
so low, man. Some Zerglings popping out right now. More Banelings getting morphed in. Marine King.
Look at that.
Oh, that
Oh.
splitting. It's just so perfect. Oh, man, it's always so perfect. Marine King is so good, man.
That
I don't
was
know.
actually
I'm just.
ridiculous. Yeah, this hatch
it's
has
a
no
joy.
chance. And now that the hatch has no chance, I feel like Lucky's chances have dropped considerably. Obviously, that's a ton of larva production that
Well-
he's missing out on now. And Baneling eggs, cocoons. being
Cocoons.
caught. Yeah, that's a
GG.
GG already.
And that is it. And Marine King taking another win for Prime Clan. Man, that was a little bit quick.
That was really quick. 10 minutes,
Wow.